Morning, everybody. You have probably heard that this is the anxious generation, and there's so many mental health concerns with young adults and young people right now. But I want to give you some tips and a really simple, easy, surefire way to really help your kids and the people that you know and love improve their mental health and social behaviors. And it's probably more simple than you would expect. But this big tip is simply this. Research shows that Bible reading has a significant impact on personal development, mental health, and social behaviors. Crazy, right? Just reading the Bible can have that much positive impact on your mental health. And so I think it's something to really be noted. I've heard so many people say the anxious generation, the anxious child. These are books that we have to read. We have to be aware of how anxious the kids are since 2020 and 2022. A simple way to combat that anxiety is just by reading the Bible out loud with each other or to ourselves. Mental health benefits. Regular Bible reading is associated with reduced symptoms of the following: depression, anxiety, and trauma related disorders. Studies actually suggest that programs combining scripture with mental health education, like the American Bible Association's trauma curriculum, show measurable improvements in emotional well being. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? Participants report higher levels of forgiveness, compassion, and purpose. And listen, having a sense of purpose is directly related to levels of depression. So, students who participated in these programs, they had a greater sense of purpose while experiencing decreased anger and PTSD symptoms. Wow, that's amazing. People who read the Bible out loud also have improved behavioral choices. The research by the Center for Bible Engagement found that individuals who read the Bible 4 or more times a week are less likely to engage in destructive behaviors such as substance abuse, gambling, excessive media consumption. This indicates that regular engagement with Scripture can serve as a moral compass. Shazam! Fostering healthier coping mechanisms and life decisions. Reading the Bible also strengthens cognitive and social skills. Bible reading enhances critical thinking, empathy, and social connection. It encourages reflection on values and ethical dilemmas, promotes a sense of community, and again, purpose. Studies suggest that consistent Bible engagement helps individuals align their thoughts and actions with positive societal norms. That's amazing, isn't it? So, reading the Bible reduces stress, improves focus, builds resilience, increases gratitude, and strengthens identity. And listen, our kids are in an identity crisis. I've talked about this before as I've mentioned to you our dystopian Lent and reading class. That class really talks about identity and sense of purpose. And so reading the Bible out loud can really give your kids those benefits too. Now, at True North, we love the Bible and we love sharing our love of the Bible with others. Imagine if your kids could do a deep dive into the Bible and gain these health benefits while preparing for their future. True North Academy offers incredible Bible based classes to help your kids grow spiritually, mentally, socially, and emotionally. This spring, we offer Heroes of Faith for younger kids. This is an elementary class taught by Rachel Margion, who has been a missionary on several continents. Kids are going to learn about courageous figures like Abraham, Esther, Paul, and how their faith is shaped and how their faith shaped history. Old Testament, or I want to go to middle school, New Testament overview. This is a kind of a continuation class from the Old Testament overview, and but you don't have to have taken that class to take this class. It is from the Gospels to Revelation, and your kids are going to discover how Jesus' story changes both the ancient world and the world that we live in today. And then Old Testament, Adam to Nehemiah, is a sweeping journey through creation, the Exodus, and the rebuilding of God's people. These classes are so foundational. They're going to really help your kids not just understand the Bible as literature, but get into it and understand the people and the places of the Bible. It's so important. In fact, what we're seeing going on in the Middle East today is a direct result of these stories that our kids are going to read about in the gospel. So these classes do more than teach the Bible. They're going to ground your kids in wisdom, in truth, in resilience. It's going to prepare your kids to face life's challenges with faith and confidence. So if you're ready to give your kids a foundation that they need for a bright future, check out these classes at True North Academy. Again, we love the Bible and we want your kids to fall in love with the Bible. One of our students in our Old Testament class this fall told the teacher, Hannah Nehring, they said, "You're not really a Bible teacher, you're more like a Bible friend. And your love for scripture and your attention to detail has me so excited to really dive in deeper." And that's really what we're going for in our Bible classes at True North. So if you want to really encourage your kids, not just to understand the Bible, but to ground them in in peace and help them understand how to relate to others. Studying the Bible is one of the least expensive, most bang for your buck opportunities that you can take as a parent and as an educator. Again, reading the Bible up to 4 times a week has significant mental health benefits. It helps people who read the Bible make improved behavioral choices, and it strengthens cognitive and social skills. If you've been around at True North for any length of time or watched any of my videos, you know that I'm always talking about communication skills, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity. Reading the Bible really grounds your kids in those really solid academic skills. And we are far more about far more than just academic skills at True North. Of course, your kids need solid academic skills, and we've got that covered for sure. But we want to make sure that your kids have social and emotional skills. And if you feel like you have a really like an anxious child, or your kiddo has been even more anxious than ever before since 2020 or 2022, then really consider some of these Bible classes. I mentioned 2022 for this reason. 2020, everybody goes, yes, that was the time when we all went home and it was crazy and it was so disruptive. 2022 is when everything opened back up and everybody went back to what had been. The reality is we didn't go back. We didn't go back to normal. It was another reset. And so we have seen at True North in our classes and our students that the kids really struggled after 2020, but there's been this other struggle since 2022. And yes, our students have been more anxious. They've been more concerned about having to speak on Zoom and those kind of things. And that's part of why we've designed the program the way that we have, because we want to help our students build those skills like resiliency and to learn how to manage their anxiety. Because here's the deal. Your kids might have social anxiety since 2020 or 2022, but all of us as humans have some sense of anxiety. And so we have to learn to manage our anxiety so that we can do the amazing things that are available to us and that we're called to do. And so we want to partner with you and your kids to help them understand the Bible and how the Bible can really help them as individuals. We want them to fall in love with the Word because it is such a rich and vibrant story, and they are part of it. Our spring semester classes begin January 6th, and there is room in all of these classes. We have this new exciting Bible bundle at True North, and what we've done is we've given you a 2-for-1 deal. This is just what it is. If you buy more than one Bible class at True North, it's the Bible bundle, and you can take any of our Bible classes for the cost of, you can take 2 for the cost of 1. That's how committed we are to providing Bible classes. And we would love for you to consider the Bible Heroes, the New Testament Overview, or Old Testament Adam to Nehemiah. We also have Hebrew, modern and biblical Hebrew. These classes are taught by Rabbi Artie Fisher from Israel Live each week, and they are exceptional Bible foreign language classes. Your kids are going to learn a lot about the culture of the Bible as well as a modern foreign language or an ancient foreign language. And Hebrew is on the critical languages list. I talked about that the other day when I was talking about some of our foreign language classes, the foreign language exploration class. But if you're not sure if your kid really wants to take Hebrew, jump into that foreign language exploration class. It's a 1 semester half credit class, and they'll get 2 weeks of of Hebrew with Rabbi Fisher in that class. But the Hebrew classes are exceptional. It's a difficult language. It's a critical language, and Rabbi Fisher makes it very accessible. This is not an overview class. Your kids are actually going to learn the grammar, the vocabulary, the syntax, the culture. So these our foreign language classes go far more in depth into language than like a Duolingo, which is basically an overview class. But if you want to get 2 foreign language classes in a year, you could take biblical and modern Hebrew at the same time. We've had several students do that, and then they get 2 foreign language classes. I mention Hebrew because if you have a student who's going to go into Middle Eastern politics or the ministry or missionary work or whatever, taking Hebrew in high school can set them up for great success with really understanding the Bible and any kind of seminary classes that they might take for Hebrew later on. But we have an exceptional program and we'd love for you to check it out. Again, that Bible bundle is basically a BOGO, 2 for 1. And these are semester-long classes, so you can get a taste of them, jump in, see what you think, and we'll offer more in the fall. Again, our Spring 25 classes are live on the website, and then our 25-26 catalog is live. Crazy how fast we got it out this year. And yes, it's only December, but you can go order classes for fall, and actually we have had orders coming in since Black Friday. And so if you want to get into any of the upper level science classes or Spanish 1, you want to do that sooner than later. Some of the writing classes fill up pretty fast as well. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Want to mention one last thing. I could just keep talking. You guys know that by now. We have had a lot of questions about our dual degree program, and in fact, we've had a whole slew of them this week alone. What is the dual degree program? So if you want to know more about the dual degree program, let me know. Send me a DM or start a chat over at the website, truenorthhomeschool.academy, and let us know. We'll send you a couple of videos that explain the program in detail. It's not a dual credit program, it is a dual degree. Students are actually earning an entire bachelor's degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree, at the same time they're earning a high school diploma. And this is a very unique degree. It's not for everybody, but the people it is for, it is so amazing. It's a big paradigm shift, but your student can absolutely join us this January. They can get started on a bachelor's degree while they're still in high school. This is a perfect program for kids who are in entrepreneurship, creatives who are already working in an industry like modeling or acting, athletes who are really considering going pro but want to get the piece of paper, and also for kiddos who are really interested in going to graduate school, because they get this degree while they're still like 18, 19, 20, and then they can apply to graduate school, saving them so much time and money. And listen, that could change their life. So if you want any information about that program, I'd love to share it with you. I'm so excited about this program. It sounds too good to be true. It's not. It's a real thing. These are accredited colleges and universities that are partnering with us. We're partnering with them so that your students can earn an accredited bachelor's degree while they're still in high school. Sounds crazy. It's not. It's a paradigm shift. Okay, with that, let's go back to Bible. Our Bible classes are exceptional. Our teachers who are teaching them absolutely love the Word. They have devoted time and intention to really studying it and understanding the nuances and the language of it, and they would love to share their passion and energy for the Bible with your student. Again, studying the Bible just a couple times a week can really change your kids' focus and their anxiety levels. Honestly, it's documented scientifically that studying the Bible actually reduces stress and anxiety in kids. So listen, it's a lot better for them than giving them anti-anxiety medicine or anything else like that, believe me. But if you have any questions about the Bible classes, foreign language, or the dual degree program, shoot me a message. I would love to chat with you about any of those things. Hope you guys are having a great night, and I will talk to you soon.